Hey, Chloe. Chloe, guess what? Guess what, Chloe? Was I right about something? Huh? Yeah? Oh, 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 people were wrong about something? Is that why you're wagging your tail? How many people were wrong, Chloe? A lot? Wow. Wow. They were wrong! Good morning, everybody. Yeah, all the people who were wrong are going to be fed to the dog. So, I hope you're all looking forward to that. Hey. And by fed to, I mean, of course, that you'll just have to cook her dinner and make her food. So I don't have to. Alright. So, let me... That's empty. Let me get all my pills here. Goodness gracious. Good morning. What am I missing? Oh, allergy pill. There it is. Alright, so... First of all, I want to take a quick PSA to say... Silver Skink. I want to take a quick moment to say, fuck data streamers, or data miners. Data miners were completely wrong and useless, and they didn't make any sense. And everybody just believed them because they're like, oh, data miners, they wouldn't be wrong, and they're not like just going for clickbait and stupid shit. Because here's the thing. Those data miners built up a lot of expectation, in case anyone's not watching it on the place where we're at. Those data miners just built up a lot of expectation that this was going to be the Silver Princess, which made no fucking sense. No fucking sense at all. And, because of that, like, there are going to be a lot of people today who are going to be super upset it's not the Silver Princess, and they're going to be bitching that it's a CA original character. Even though if they just had no expectations and just had fun guessing who it was, then like us, they could be having a good time. So if you thought it was the Silver Princess, you're dumb. Oh, heavy points. You didn't need to do that. Thank you, though, man. So, Real Sirtha Ek, this is a CA original character. This is a brand new spanking character. And I think she looks really fucking awesome. So, let's dive. We don't have, like, a fat lady in Warhammer. An ethereal fat lady in Warhammer. This is great. This is really, really great. Games Workshop never did anything like this. So, let's dive in. So, legend has it that the sea witch Cylostra Direfin was once the favorite court singer of the Bretonnian king Lewin Leoncoeur. Sent on a voyage across the ocean to sing for the Phoenix King, they were hit by a fierce storm. The Madame's notes turned to screams of fury as the ship sank and all on board drowned. Decades later, a Bretonnian galleon of rotten wood and tattered sails can be seen navigating the seas in the most savage of storms. It is the Lamprey, the ship of the vengeful spirit Madame Cylostra and her crew, the Drowned. That sounds pretty awesome. That sounds pretty awesome. Oh, and so her symbol is a lamprey with her little fan. Alright, faction effects. As Mistress of the Deep, Cylostra Direfin's very presence increases the loyalty of new recruits. Well, oh, so there's a loyalty mechanic. Okay. Hopefully it works. The loyalty's been a bit of a mechanic lately. Like, I still think the high loyalty events for the Skaven and Dark Elves are broken. So hopefully, it doesn't say Leoncoeur, but Leoncoeur's the king, would have been the king at the time. Leoncoeur's been king for quite a while by now. I was inferring. It should be Leoncoeur. She also has reduced upkeep for Morghuls and Sirens faction-wide. So she's got, like, the ethereal beasties. Okay. Interesting. So there's a loyalty mechanic for Pirate Lords. But Cylostra is the lord who disables it. Lord effects. Cylostra Direfin can offer the loyal followers in her army increased physical resistance while also enabling magical attacks. Oh shit, that could be really powerful. So like how Gelt gives armor to his faction, this chick gives fucking physical resistance. She's one-upping Gelt. Because personally, I consider physical resistance to be better. Because that's just a straight percentage bonus. Especially if she already... If that applies to herself and like the Sirens who are already ethereal, then that could actually be like a really high bonus. Her mount, the Rotting Leviathan. Cylostra Direfin can take the field resplendent on the back of a Rotting Leviathan. Okay, so every one of the legendary lords has a different mount. So Direfin rides the giant crab monster. Saltspite rides the smaller crab monster. Harkin rides a Terrorgeist, and Noctilus rides a Necrofex Colossus. Pretty good mix. Unique arcane item, the Bordello Flabellum. Cylostra Direfin's ornate ceremonial fan increases public order in all provinces and vampiric corruption in local provinces. It also grants Cylostra a passive ability that reduces ability recharge whenever she casts a spell. Oh, that's actually really strong. Wait, so every time she casts a spell, all of her ability recharge goes down? If so, that's actually really powerful if there are some like cheap spells in her lore. Yeah, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Indeed, yeah, she literally seems to be a living embodiment of the fat lady sings. Real quick, let me get her little. So here's her movie. Get it with sound. Oh my god, she looks amazing! Looks like she's singing. She's got all these like cool water effects and lightning, and she literally is like a storm. There's lightning, water splash, wind. Yeah, she's literally like a walking storm. That's really cool. We back? We're back? Sorry, I don't know. Computer just fucking putzed out on me there. So, yes, it scatter to the four corners of the internet, my children, and spread the word. This is a brand new unique character. Silver Skink coming in with another $20, and my stream is of such bad quality I can't even read what it says. And now it's gone. Oh wait, nope. Are we finally getting Musalin? I don't know, Silver Skink. We haven't gotten to the free LC stuff for the vampire counts yet. I doubt it. I doubt it. Anyway, unique skills. Cylostra Ghosts of the Past. Cylostra Direfin can call for spectral Bretonnian knights bound to her will, summoning a unit of damned knights errant who can be upgraded to either damned questing knights or damned knights of the realm. So you can summon ethereal Bretonnian units. Ethereal Bretonnian units. What the fuck? That is actually super cool. So she's going to have a unique summon. So she's like a summoning caster character. From the depths, Cylostra Direfin can summon countless lost souls from beneath the waves, reducing the cost of raising the dead and increasing the recruitment rank of her army. So this 100%, I think we already knew this, but this 100% confirms for us that raise dead mechanic is being used for the Vampire Coast as well. Conjuration through hate. Cylostra Direfin is well versed in harnessing the hatred required to master Morgul Haunters, increasing their hero capacity and recruitment rank. So there's a heroic version of the Morguls. A Morgul Haunter. Okay. Rymouth, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Appreciate it, brother. Just a quick reminder, if anyone decides that they do want to donate today, you certainly don't have to, but it's always appreciated. It helps me out a lot. Please consider using the Streamlabs link in the description. More than anything else, because if you do it through YouTube, YouTube does weird stuff. So yes, this is a brand new character to the setting. This is a brand new character to the setter. So, Fun God, we already know the Sirens are a unit, not heroes. If you watch the release trailer for the Vampire Coast, at the very end, if you look to the right, you can see a big old unit of them. It literally looks like a unit of Banshees. Yeah. So far we have 2 heroes confirmed. We have the Vampire Fleet Captain and the Morgul Haunter. Which, I'm guessing the Morgul Haunter is more like a... Well, it's going to be monstrous, but I don't know what its role will be. I don't know if it's going to be like a tanky monster, or if it's going to be like an assassination monster. We'll have to see. Silas, the wizard character, is probably the fleet captains. Like the wizard heroes, those are probably the fleet captains. Fiery Diva. Cylostra Direfin is a prima donna. Oh, she's an opera singer? In more ways than one. But it works in her favor by reducing the cooldown and casting costs for overcasting spells. Fuck. Okay, so she's definitely the Lore of the Deeps caster. Emerging Terror. The creatures under Cylostra Direfin's direction are resilient as they are terrifying, with increased physical resistance for sirens, Morguls, and bloated corpses, and greatly reducing upkeep for the latter. So she gets, so not only does she give physical resistance to everything in her army, but she gives further physical resistance to Morgul's and Sirens, who, to my understanding, already have physical resistance. That is fucking bonkers. That is bonkers. Siren of the Storm, the powerful sea witch Cylostra Direfin. I keep saying almost something. I'm tired. Powerful sea witch Cylostra Direfin benefits from a reduced miscast chance for overcast spells, as well as increased winds of magic power reserve. Siren of the Storm. See, and everybody kept fucking saying, oh, RNS is the Siren of the Storm. Oh, it's like, no, you don't fucking just throw epithets, people. You keep them consistent. Fucking. That's what people get. Start position. Oh, wow. Okay, she is like in a super random spot. Fucking no more shit. So this is just in the middle of fucking nowhere. So Mazda Mundi starts here. Morathi starts here. And Direfin is right smack in the middle. So she died trying to get to Ulthuan and ended up over here for her troubles. That's pretty off the so there's a minor settlement. For those who aren't familiar with this part of the map, there's a minor settlement right here on just the tip of this coast. So it's probably so that she can just kind of go wherever the hell she wants really easily. I was actually kind of expecting her to start off in Ulthuan based on her storyline, but this is fine. Because this thing is so far isolated from the rest of its province, Morathi and Mazda Mundi will actually take a little while to get to you. So I'm presuming you can either choose to fight or ally with them, or you can get the hell out of Dodge. It is close to the Galleon's graveyard, yeah. Nagaroth is so absurdly crowded in the game so far. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on there, but it's big and it has a lot of mountains that keeps everybody separated. Okay, hold on. I'm going to make a quick note about this. If you genuinely believe that there is a secret, clandestine SJW agenda to get female characters into the game, and they wound up with this right here, then, my friend, you really need to A, calm the hell down, and B, just no. Just no. Come on. So you have a character called a Siren, and the way that they decide to twist it and make it fun is they give us a literal it's not over until the Fat Lady Sings character, who is an undead supercaster of a brand new lore. Get off your fucking mess. If you see anybody spouting that shit, you slap them. Alright, Mortal Empires. Oh, she actually has a different Mortal Empires starting spot, it looks like. Yeah, because this is the Isthmus right here. So she starts further south in Mortal Empires than she did. So in the Vortex she starts up here, but now she's down here for Mortal Empires. Jagret, I didn't say slap people who disagree. I say slap people who believe in ridiculous conspiracy theories about a video game. Those are the people you can slap. You shouldn't slap someone for disagreeing with you. You should slap someone for losing their mind and help them get back in grip with reality. Alright. And then the Lamprey. What is going on here? So you can definitely tell this ship has hit the bottom of the ocean and come back up. It's really it's like it definitely looks like a more theatrical. It almost looks like a stage, like the back of a stage set. I don't know what all this junk going in along the bottom is. Are those like tentacles? I have no idea what these are. Yeah, it does feel very minimalist compared to the others, but I'm assuming that's because it's been resting at the bottom of the ocean for a while. Yeah, it does. It looks more like a barge than a ship. Yeah, yeah. It feels less like a scary pirate ship and more like a legit Bretonian like vessel that sank. The lamprey is an eel / parasite, so maybe this is like, maybe this kind of represents like a parasitic infection of the ship that. Yeah, I don't know what these are here. Like, I don't know if it's got like, it looks like it has roots growing out of it. That's weird. I wonder if those are like creatures or something that helps it move. It's got that goofy little Bretonian tower. Yeah. Yeah. This is a faded banner of hold on. Bordello. God, that is so hard to spell this early in the morning. Yeah, that really looks like a faded banner of Bordello, doesn't it? I mean, considering this would have been the banner of Bordello like 50 or 60 years ago whenever she sank, it looks very close. On Reddit, Grace said we'll learn about her more in the upcoming weeks. So, from what I have read on Twitter, what she's probably referencing to is that they're going to be doing a rally point about the Vampire Coast, where they're going to be talking, because Andy Hall confirmed it on Twitter already, and they seem to have pretty much confirmed that Arnis Assault Spite and Cylostra Direfin are going to be heavily focused on the rally point, because those are the characters I think people have the most questions about. I think a lot of people have questions about Cylostra because there's nothing I can tell you about this character. Because she's a CA original, so CA holds all the cards. And a lot of people have questions about RNS Assault Spike, because obviously they've decided to go with a living legendary lord for one of the Vampire Coast lords. And a lot of people are curious about how that's going to work. What is a rally point? So a rally point is essentially like it's like an episodic interview sort of thing that CA does once in a very blue moon. And it essentially what it does, or what it is that they just kind of pull people on and they just do reveals and talk more in depth about some things going on. That being said, I am super excited about this character. I hope her voice acting is like super over the top. If Cylostra's voice acting is not the most over the top voice acting in the game, I'm gonna be really upset. Like, this character better be singing every couple lines. Like, she better be the biggest diva this game has ever witnessed. So I like that her hair, it looks like what they've literally done is she looks like she's perpetually underwater. Based on the little movie I saw. They look like, because she drowned at sea, she's like always has the aesthetic of being underwater. Silver Skink says, gotta go to bed now, playing versus campaign against my brother in the morning. Say goodbye to Chloe for me. Like, somebody said goodbye. You can see her here, she's snoozing. Morphe's about to have a cat fight. Oh man, dude, could you imagine, like, if this lady's as much of a diva as most high star opera singers, could you imagine the fucking like spicy argument that would have between Direfin and Dorothy? Like, man, these two would fucking hate each other. Fan of the opera vibes? Yeah. Isn't that opera hair? I guess, but if you look at her, the little movie they put out for her, it literally looks like everything about her is just super floaty. It's not a wig. And hair doesn't work like that. Especially when you died underwater. So if you're into... And here's the thing. I know there are a ton of people playing video games who really, really like having like just a over-the-top fat character who's like not super aesthetically pleasing, but it's just super fun. And this is that character. This is that character. This is a CA original character. Yep. So, just a warning. Just a warning. If you go out on the internet and there's somebody out there, like some YouTuber, and I'm not going to name names, but if there's some YouTuber out there who's like, lore video on Cylostra Direfin, and like, here's everything you need to know about Direfin, they're full of shit. They don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. This is a brand new, unique character. And if she's well designed, this could be really exciting. This could be really exciting because CA has kind of attempted some original characters in Gorst and Alberic, and both of them fell pretty flat because Gorst was interesting and he looks cool, but in multiplayer he's trash because of how slow he is. And they took a faction that was packed with characters that people really, really want, and they picked up Gorst out of like a paragraph of a supplement and were like, enjoy that shit. And everybody got mad because it's a really competitive slot. Alberic had really good potential, and he's actually really fun to play. Like, I just sat down and replayed some of his campaign recently, and it's like, oh, this character's actually kind of fun. But the problem with Alberic is he's too generic looking. Like, if you put Alberic in a lineup with a bunch of other Bretonnian lords, it's really hard to tell him apart. And if you took his helmet off, you really wouldn't be able to tell them apart. He needs his fucking trident. If they gave him his stupid trident, I honestly think Alberic would move out of shit tier and move into, like, good tier. Give me Neferata. Human person, you might be waiting a bit for that. Yeah. Chloe, are you just snoozing back there? Yeah. You're not too excited by all this news, are you? You're just like, I just want to sleep. Maybe they'll give Alberic a unique boat. Maybe. That would be kind of cool. So the unique boats in the game on the actual high seas are Wulfric and all 4 of these legendary lords. They all have unique boats. Chloe for Total War, all she'd fucking do is like devour your upkeep because you have to feed her so much, and then laze around and do absolutely fucking nothing. That's all she would do. Derek, yeah. Dude, I don't understand it. Maybe when I was younger, because I went through kind of a phase with that sort of thing. But maybe when I was younger, I would have sympathized with the people who are like, just like, there are women in my game. God forbid that every character isn't what I want. I don't know. Human person, that would be hilarious. Like, have y'all seen like Captain America's Civil War or Spider-Man where he does, or Spider-Man, Homecoming Spider-Man, where they have Captain America do those goofy ass like old timey videos that you'd watch in school about like safety or whatever. Like, they should do that, but a video about consent with Karl Franz. That would be hilarious. Tell me a Cylostra Direfin story? I can't. There's no... The only story I can tell you is well, once upon a time, there was a Bretonnian diva who was the greatest singer in the land. But she was as arrogant as you could ever expect a Bretonnian to be. And she was so amazing and so arrogant that she was sent on a diplomatic mission to Ulthuan. And when she did, they got lost because they're Bretonnians, and they probably thought they were too cool to use a high elven escort, despite the fact they were on likely an official diplomatic mission if she was invited to the court of the Phoenix King, and on their way to Lothern, they sank and they died. And her ship, likely deep beneath the waves, was picked up by either the Maelstrom or something else and sent elsewhere. And some mysterious force has resurrected her. And now she's pissed. Please make a Cylostra Direfin video and just read the first paragraph. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until we got a little more info. I'm going to wait till we got a little more info. The fact that she has a fiery diva ability, though, like, oh my god, that resonates with something very deep inside of me. Very deep inside of me. Am I being too loud? You're looking at me like you're upset. She's like, we should be napping. What are you doing? This is an original CA character. Yep. Yeah, don't let people get you upset, guys. Like, don't give in to the worry that because it's a CA original character, it's bad. Like, we don't know anything about this. We don't know. She's clearly upset. I assume you're talking about the dog. Don't hate on a character before we have the chance to check it out. Like, if you're looking at her aesthetic and you're like, I'm not feeling it, that's fine. But don't, like, say the character is trash. She can't be worse than Gorst. Not possible. Does this mean we can hope for Cathay characters? Maybe? That probably... That is going to matter more with Games Workshop than with Creative Assembly, more than likely. Because that's going to start delving into territory where CA is going to have to create an original faction from scratch and propose it, and CA or in Games Workshop will say yay or nay. So far, I don't think CA... I don't know if CA would tell us if Games Workshop rejected an idea, but like Cathay, Araby, Ind... A lot of those human races that are based on real-world cultures, I don't know if Games Workshop is as friendly towards those ideas anymore. The ogres are going to slide into her DMs, probably. Yeah, Norska was not as inventive as this roster has been. Because Norska, they literally took Norscan units, and then they were like, okay, what other chaos-aligned units do we have in other books? And they looked at the Storm of Magic and the Monsters Arcanum, and they were like, oh, Skin Wolves, those explicitly say they're Norscan. Fimir, those are a really famous chaos race. Chaos Mammoths, those are really famous. The only thing that was in the roster that wasn't really well established as like a Norscan thing were the Fimir, which were a chaos thing, so it wasn't that big of a stretch, and the Frostworms. Thank you, Talon Silverbane. If I could have an original character lord, what would it be? Holy fuck. I'd have to think about that a lot. That's a lot of creative power in a setting where I devote 99% of my time to just trying to like organize the mess that... Because you have to remember, Games Workshop was not very organized with creating their world. They just sort of vomited out lore for like 20 years, just in a constant stacking pile. And they didn't bother like releasing a compendium every once in a while to like reorder it. They just fucking like threw a bunch of shit out, and we're like, figure it out, and that's been my job. I kind of would have expected... Okay, I need to ask chat something. Also, hey, if you're here and you're enjoying this discussion and you're having a good time, or maybe you were wrong and, like, I'm right, and you, like, are wondering what you should do to avoid walking the plank for participating in the bet, all you have to do is hit that little like button right there, and all's forgiven. All's forgiven. But if y'all wouldn't mind hitting that like button, I'd really like to get that up to 300 or 400 likes. That would make me super happy. It would be a good way to celebrate this glorious Friday, where we have all 4 legendary lords revealed less than a week after the actual faction reveal, which thank you, CA. Thank you so much. So consider hitting that like button. What was I talking about? I got super distracted. Yeah, Will, 676, that is 100% true. And guys, let me tell you, after Game 3 comes out, I genuinely, that's the right word, feel that as long as we can keep the pressure on Games Workshop, that Creative Assembly will keep releasing content for the Warhammer Fantasy Universe. So long as people are buying it, and people are excited about it, and people are supporting it. As long as people are supporting the game, CA will keep developing. Oh, right. Now I remember what I was going to say, but let me answer these other questions I saw first. So, do I think the reason we are getting damned Bretonnian Knights is the update will have an overhaul Mausilian and make it playable? Cheesy Sword, I did not think about that until you just said it. That's a really interesting theory. I don't think... So these damned knights are clearly spectral units who are ghosts. So these are ethereal knights. So they're kind of like Hex Race, but they're like Bretonnian knights, but they just have the ethereal quality. I do think, unfortunately, it's a bit of a leap to think that we're looking at Mausilian. What is more likely in this free update is that they're going to move Kimmler to his own faction. And maybe... And here's the thing. If they move Kimmler and the community at large starts creating threads saying, this was awesome, is there a chance in the future you could just flip that little switch to make the Red Duke playable? We would really like that. I think as a community, if we approach CA politely and ask them to consider it, then I think when they have the time, they will totally do it. What is that noise? I have to wait for the stream to catch up. Oh, shit! Born Dreamer joining the Patreon with a big fucking drop. Jesus Christ, man. I'll be in touch. We'll talk. we'll talk. Sweet Jesus. That's a fucking big one. We'll speak soon. So anyway, so chat, what I wanted to ask you is, can anyone in chat tell me why you wanted Vangeist and why you're disappointed it's not Vangeist? And I have a reason for asking this. Dragnantis, we just gotta be louder, man. Dragantis, sorry. We just gotta be louder while being polite. We gotta get more upvotes, more videos, more likes. We gotta show CA that the community doesn't care what the content is so long as we get more of it. For everything. Slowly but surely. Swiss Bank, I was gonna say Swiss Bank, this is literally Vangeist and Drag. Because CA is not good with original lords. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but do any of y'all know anything about Vangeist? Can anyone in chat tell me a single fact about Vangeist other than he's a ghost? Or that he captains the Shade Wraith? Other than those two things, can anyone tell me a lore fact about Vangeist? Because, do y'all want to know something special about Vangeist? There's no lore on Vangeist. If CA made Vangeist a character, he would have been just as new. If you purchase the Dreadfleet book, Van Geist never shows up in the book. Van Geist never shows up in the book. The Shade Wraith shows up, his big spooky ship. You see it at a distance from the main character's perspective 2 times. After the second time being when it gets blown up. But there's no actual... There is nothing to Van Geist. Van Geist is an ethereal lord who lives on a flying ship. Cylostra Direfin is an ethereal opera singer from Bretonnia who has undead, damned Bretonian knights bound to her. She's way more interesting because she actually has lore. There's no lore to Van Geist. Like, I don't understand people who are weeping over the loss of Van Geist. He does have a cool name, that's true. Plus, we don't know for a fact that Van Geist isn't in the game. He might be one of the 4 lords that they can purchase from their tech tree, or there might be a representation of him in another way. Isn't he Harkon's right-hand man? Drekla is. You're thinking of Drekla. Drekla was a vampire captain who followed Luther Harkon around and made sure he didn't commit suicide by getting destroyed. They could have made lore for Van Geist. Yeah, that's 100% right, Jackson. My point is, though, there's no difference between Van Geist and Cylostra. Van Geist still would have been a CA original character. Like, he would have technically have been created by Games Workshop, but there's no information about him. I think that if Saltspike can buy Jaeger Roth in the tech tree, it would be really fucking stupid. Vemonik, I'm pretty sure Captain Roth is dead in this storyline because his Moondial is the quest item for Noctilus. So either as Noctilus, you have to kill him for your quest battle, or he's already dead. One of the two. Do I think the Rotting Leviathan is the giant crab? Noah Johnson, I know for a fact the Rotting Leviathan is the colossal crab. The Rotting Promethean is the little crab. Little meaning it's still like the size of a car. You know, like the crabs from Dark Souls 3 that gave me fucking nightmares because of how fast they move across the swamp maps that were already a piece of shit in the first place. Sorry. Dark Souls makes me mad. I beat 2 and 3, but I still, there's still wounds. There's still deep scarring wounds deep inside my heart from that game. What do I think about her ship, the Lamprey? It looks cool. It looks much more civilian than the other ones. It looks fancier than the other ones. All 3 of the other ones look like they're decked out for war. You know, like Harkins has a triple-barreled cannon on the front. The Bloody Reaver looks like a floating fortress and is really famous. And the Swordfish has the giant fucking blade coming out of the front. And then there's the Lamprey, which looks like somebody literally just dug it up. Undertaker, I kind of missed the times when the chat was readable. Well, you know. Moving on to greener pastures, man. Just a reminder, please consider hitting that like button. The lore, though, why is she vengeful? She is angry at the weather. She might be angry at Manon, it's possible. Or Stromfels, the god of the storms. Or it could just be that she's just angry at life, Daenerys. It could be that, like, she had the ultimate chance for fame and glory to sing in Ulthuan, and it was stolen from her, and now she's just angry. Like, I don't know, like, this is a bit of a speculation thing, but I don't know if you've ever met someone that's just, like, pissed, but like when people get angry enough at anything, they'll just get angry at everything. Like that's what happens to angry people, is like they just start getting pissed at everybody. Obviously, though, there's a lot more that CA needs to explain with Direfin. Like, I want to know why she came back to life. Something had to have brought her back to life as a ghost. So she sank to the bottom of the sea, and you know, she's a diva and she seems like she's in control of herself. So I don't think Noctilus resurrected her from the Galleon's graveyard. So somebody brought her back, or something brought her back. Do you think they can confederate between the legendary lords? I doubt it, but we'll see. This doesn't seem like a confederating faction or confederating race. Yeah, Aminar could have been responsible because he does bring storms. That's true. Why would an opera singer become a successful pirate? Dakomore, I don't think anything about her previous life is what makes her a good pirate lord. I think the fact that she came back and is now a super powerful wizard makes her really powerful. And she clearly has the ability to resurrect the dead as spirits with her conjuration through hate. Or no, from the depths. Cylostra Direfin can summon countless lost souls from beneath the waves. That sounds like a pretty good requirement met to be a scary Vampire Coast pirate. He was brought back by Cthulhu? Possibly. It's all Noctilus's fault. Blame Noctilus. Blame Noctilus. Alright. She's so much of a diva that not even death can stop her? Probably. So when she does sing, does the game close? No, you're just enthralled. You're permanently attached to your chair and you can never leave and just have to play Total War forever. You know, like most of us do anyway, but with less food and bathroom breaks. She's a spoop. Yep, she is definitely a spoop. What do I think about the unique items? I think there should be more of them than just one for every new lord. Tauta Snake, I would agree with you, but I've had a chance to actually speak with a CA dev at an event. And from what I understand, don't ask me why, but from what I understand, for whatever reason, quest items are time consuming and difficult to program into the game. And so it's kind of one of those things where they could either do what they did with Gelt, where he had like 7 quest battles, or you could have more characters with less quest battles. I would take option 2, please. Thank you. I will always prefer more lords with their characters having like one quest item is fine. It gets you the storyline of the character, it gets you a powerful item, and if the rest of their items are like abilities or skill tree things like they are with Bretonnia, that's fine. As long as they have all their items they're supposed to have, and they're represented in the game, I don't care. I don't care. Fine. You could have items without quest battles. Yeah, we see that with Malekith, Tyrion, and Teclis. They have items that don't have quest battles. Like, that's fine too. Who is the 4th lord I just got here? Meet Cylostra Direfin, a Bretonnian opera singer who died at sea and has wrathfully come back to extract her vengeance on the world as a spooky ghost lady who somehow between dying and now became a very, very powerful wizard and has the ability to summon undead ethereal Bretonnian knights. King Ajal, thank you for the donation, brother. I did see it. The unit I'm the most excited for are Mournguls. I think Mournguls are fucking nightmare fuel and I can't wait to use them. Cannot wait. Is her staff a shattered mirror? Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, that would fit if she's, like, super vain. Like, imagine her, like, looking at, like, imagine if, like, she's kind of like, dude, could you imagine a fight, like, an argument between her and Sigvald? Could y'all fucking imagine? How cool would a Creator Lord be for the game? Pretty fucking awesome. There's a good mod for that. There's a really good Creator Lord mod. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure someone in chat knows it. Really good mod, though. It's a little complicated, and it gets a little wild, but it seems good. Are those tendrils coming out of her ship? It looks like it, yeah. Looks like they're like lampreys or tentacles or something coming out of the bottom of it. I'm kind of bummed she's in Albion. She is not in Albion. Well, Albion, at least on the Vortex map, is a chaos-influenced area. Like, it counts as chaos terrain, and it has Norskins there, so I don't think they put her in Albion. Unless they like, I don't think we're gonna see Albion as active unless they give us a new Norskin Legendary Lord. I could see a Norskin Legendary Lord taking over Albion. Sigvald is a bigger diva though. I don't know, Mad Brain. I don't know. We're gonna have to have a diva contest. Would she be good in melee, or is she a complete caster? Professor Gaming, it appears that she is a mostly complete caster, but she has unique summoning skills. And she's ethereal. So unlike most wizards, you won't be able to just beat on her. Because unless you do magical damage, she's going to be mitigating 75% of all damage. What kind of magic does she use? I believe she's a Lore of the Deeps caster. So the new lore, she's like the big caster for it. Oh, we're above 200 likes. Can we get to 300, guys? Can we maybe get to 300? I'll sing you a song if we get to 300. I will end today's stream with a song if we get to 300. I'll sing in front of 650 fucking people. It'll be a sad song. A goodbye song. I don't dance. Would I have liked to have seen Scretch? Scretch would have been fun, but Scretch, in my opinion, is much more of a, I don't know any Shanty. Well, that's not true. I do know a Shanty. I know one Shanty. I know one. I don't know the entire song at the top of my head. I'll practice a Shanty. How about that? I will practice a Shanty. And I'll sing it next time. Because, Drunken, what do we do with the Drunken Sailor? I'm fairly familiar with, but I don't remember all of the little motifs you're supposed to add. I only remember like 3 of them. Shirt off at 300. I don't think YouTube would appreciate me doing that. Genova, no, she's brand new. This lady has so much brand spanking new lore in it. Samuel asks, what are the Morngul Hunters about? A hero function of the Morngul, obviously, but what function will they serve? So, if I had to guess, Samuel, which I am, the Morngul Haunters, not Hunters, but Haunters, I'm guessing they are either going to be a very tanky monster hero, or with, like, physical resistance and all sorts of and missile resistance and all sorts of shit like that, or they are going to be a assassin creature. So maybe they'll have stock, and they'll be like fairly fast monsters, and they'll be like invisible until they're close, and then you can just throw them at a character and they'll have like anti-infantry and just fuck them up. Yeah, Undead Bretonnian Cavalry is pretty exciting. Farewell and Adieu. I don't know that one. The only songs that I've learned in life are from Irish people that I'm friends with, and whenever I go and see them, they always end up singing a bunch. Like, one of the only songs I have committed to memory is Parting Glass, and then The Red Fields of France. If I had a gun to my head, I'm pretty sure I could sing the entire thing, but it would be a close affair. Yeah, she does look a lot like Ursula. Oh, dude, do you think with her like literally looking like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, do you think she's literally gonna be like the ultimate opponent of Saltspite? Like, I know Saltspite and Noctilus are technically mortal enemies, but could you imagine if they actually played off the Little Mermaid storyline and had her be Ursula and Saltspite being Ariel? That would be amazing. I was expecting an Amazon lord for a weird reason. Tony, that is pretty weird. Amazons would not be a seafaring race. They would not be a seafaring race. I hope the roster reveals next week. That seems likely. They've revealed most of the roster through the videos, and now we know at least 2 of the heroes and all the legendary lords. I'm hoping we get the Lore of the Deeps reveal next week. That's what I would like to see next. Is Aranessa my first choice for a campaign still? Let's see what the patrons are doing right now. Let's see how the Patreon vote's going on that. So for me personally, in my personal time, in a video y'all won't be watching, Yes, I will be playing RNS Assault Spike first. She's my favorite so far. Though this lady's pretty close contender. I don't know anymore. But in any event, so there's a vote going on for patrons on my Patreon to determine what order we will publicly be running through the game in. And right now, the vote stands as follows. RNS Assault Spite is in first place with 5 votes. Second place is Count Noctilus with 3 votes. Luther Harkin is tied for third place with the Siren of the Storms, now we know is Cylostra Direfin, both at 2 votes, and the Dark Elf Free LC Lord, who is yet to be revealed, is at 1 vote. If you're interested in having the ability to influence that vote, consider becoming a patron. Salty Skeleton says, r/I'm dead and this is deep. That's great. For this faction, like, especially with Lord of the Deeps and stuff. Brandon, thanks so much for the donation. He asks, you could probably use the new Legendary Lord's hair to clean the boars of Queen Bess. And how likely do you think Volkmar will get his ship the Helden Hammer? First of all, Brandon, I think if we tried to take a diva like her and stuff her down Queen Bess, the ramifications for us would be really bad. Second of all, I do not think we'll see the Helden Hammer because Captain Roth seems like he's going to die in Count Noctilus's quest battle line because Count Noctilus gets his moon dial. And Roth, if Roth's in the game, he's almost certainly going to be in charge of the Helden Hammer. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching the live stream at this link, you can go down into the description and find a link for a website called fanatical.com that has a reference link with my name in it. And if you go to that link, you can purchase any game from that website at a pretty decent discount, whatever game you want that they have. But Total War Warhammer 2 Curse of the Vampire Coast is running a 21% off discount right now for pre-orders instead of the measly 10% that Steam's doing. And not only can you save yourself some money by doing that, but you'll help me make a little money as well because I get like a 1% commission on all of them. The leak with the voice actor made it pretty clear it's Malice. Imperial Butt Scratcher, do not believe IMDb leaks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Most of my friends are on Steam, so not worth it. Well, Richard, the cool thing about Fanatical is that all of their games that you purchase is for your Steam account. So if you purchase Curse of the Vampire Coast on Fanatical, you get a Steam key. And it comes from a reliable source that it was not stolen from the developer. So you don't have to worry about it punishing the developer like it would from some of the less respectable websites. Fanatical has a really good reputation. Yeah, Swiss Bank, things are going well. So, it's cheaper, you help support the channel, and it goes to your Steam account. It's not a separate launcher. It's not a separate launcher. Just a store. But you want Malice? Talus Silverbane, I want Malice too. I also want Thankful, but I have a bad feeling both of them are going to be... Here's the thing, because Malice and Thankful have their own book series, and I honestly think both of them are coming back in Age of Sigmar, I think, unfortunately, the two of them are going to be tied to events that Games Workshop will be doing. Like, I think they're going to go together with an event happening with Games Workshop. So it might be a while. Might be a while. Malice is pretty big. He has an excellent book series. John Paul Jones. The Fan Service Lord Pack, Eltharion, Malice, Thankful, and Croak. Kyle coming in with a hard $20 donation. Just a reminder, guys, if you can, I love and appreciate the donations, and I have no problem. Y'all do it however you want to do it. But if you have the ability to choose, there is a Streamlabs link in the description of the live stream. If you can, it's a lot better for me if you use that instead of YouTube system, because YouTube takes a significant cut of all donations on live streams, And also, they like to lock the money away, and they don't give it to the live streamer in question until a much later date. Just a thing. Obviously, you do what you want to do. I really appreciate the support, no matter what form it comes in. Yeah. I can see the worry that this lore was an inside SJW plant. However, the fat French banshee is so Warhammer, it makes me giggle like a girl. This is so cool. I kind of wish they'd made another one up than use Salt Spite. Well, at least Salt Spite is very is very different. Can I link Twitch channel in chat? Yes, I can. I have been Twitch streaming a lot of junk. I mainly Twitch stream Heroes of the Storm, but sometimes I play other random games like War for the Overworld and other crap. But there's a Twitch channel if you want to go hang out there. I was just about to donate £1,000 on YouTube. Okay, for £1,000, you can literally put that wherever you want, and I'll take it. I will do unfortunate things for £1,000. Let's see. I also think it's fitting that the bigger lady gets the bigger crab as a mount, Bob Ross. It only makes sense. Clearly Cylostra Direfin needs more space. Clearly. Lore of the Deep sounds like a Deepkin AOS lore, or is that just me? Tony Banks, I literally have a Deepkin book that I borrowed from a friend that I'm going to be looking over their lore tonight, and I'm also going to be looking at some other sources to see what the inspiration for the lore might be, and I am going to do a video on that. So hopefully y'all are looking forward to that. Tyrael, hopefully a very long time. That being said, this is the internet, so unfortunately I have a bad feeling it's going to happen sooner rather than later. The Monkey King in Cathay? Dude, Cathay doesn't have a Monkey King. Cathay's got way better. Cathay's got the Celestial Dragon Emperor, who is a fucking dragon that can take human form because he's OP as balls. There is a Monkey King in Warhammer, though. There is a Monkey King. Not a lot known about him, but he does exist. Do I think CA will make an Age of Sigmar Total War at some point? If Total War Warhammer does really well, and it continues to get a lot of support and love, and it survives for like 5 to 10 years, then maybe. Do I think Luther Harkin and Count Noctilus are going to have the vampire lore? I'm hoping that Harkin isn't going to have any magic until you maybe unite his minds, and even then, maybe like just a bounce spell? Noctilus, I've seen a lot of people suggesting that Noctilus is going to have a mixed lore. I saw on Reddit, people were declaring, not guessing, but declaring that he would have a mix of shadows and vampires. I don't know what their source is. That would be really powerful and really cool, but I have no idea. Just got my key off Fanatical. Hope it helps. William, you are today's hero for about 5 seconds because we have a lot of heroes today. Everybody gets a spotlight. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. They have confirmed Geist. What do you mean? I am interested in this confirmation. Let me link stuff. How about you link it in Discord? That would be way less complicated. Someone get that man a Discord link right now. That man back there in the back aisle who's shouting. Someone get him a Discord link immediately. Where are my mods? I'm gonna give my mods 3 seconds before I do it myself. 3, 2, 1. Fine, I'll do. If you want something done right. All right. Oh wait, Misha just showed up. Undertaker. Famous last words. What do you think would be a good lord to start the DLC off as in a decent position with a lot to fight? The lords that look like they're gonna have the most action-packed start location is Direfin. Direfin looks like she's gonna have the most action-packed location as far as being under attack. I would say the next best location would be Arnes Assault Spite, because you can literally attack Ulthuan or the Tomb Kings, which are going to be really hard fights. Then I would say next would be Harken on the Vampire Coast, because you're just surrounded by lizardmen who hate you. And then Noctilus will probably have the easiest campaign. Oh, yep. So we haven't confirmed. CA Andy, an official representative of Creative Assembly, at this link, lovingly provided by Smordans Meterson, has said that Van Geist is in the game. So we don't know how, but Van Geist is in the game. So all you Van Geist lovers, do not despair. For your ethereal bay is close at hand. I don't know how. He's not a legendary lord. I'm curious how they're going to represent him. Who is Van Geist? Van Geist is a member of the Dreadfleet, which is Count Noctilus's faction, technically. He's a member of the Dreadfleet. He was an ethereal captain of a flying ethereal ghost ship called the Shade Wraith that could literally fly through the skies and cause terrible things to happen. He was arguably the most powerful member of the Dreadfleet because he could only be harmed by magic or blessed weapons, which was his undoing in the end, of course. But yeah, it's the Flying Dutchman. Yeah. What do I think the generic lord options will be? Like a vampire lord, vampire fleet lord, or something like that. Vampire admiral. I assume they filled the elf towns with brothels and drinking dens. Well, seeing as you can establish pirate coves. Oh, that's something we could do. Guys, we can make Ulthuan collapse into decadence. Just fucking go along the coast establishing all the pirate coves in Ulthuan and just build a bunch of brothels and make Ulthuan suffer. Drag them high elves down to our level. How much do you want to bet that Van Geist is one of the rogue armies you have to kill for one of the regiments of renown? Oh, the Pieces of 8? Maybe. I hope not. I hope he's, like, actually playable or potential as an ally. Christian Wybrick says, Lord Master of Sotek, would you sell a kidney for $50,000? Probably. I mean, I would give my kidney away for free to save someone's life, even though I am a very nervous person because of my anxiety and would prefer to keep both of them, but I would do it if push came to shove. The Dataminers are not wrong if they add Araby later. Night of the Dead, the Dataminers are wrong about today. Because on this day, they were 100% sure the Silver Princess was coming. And they convinced a lot of people the Silver Princess was coming. And she didn't. So on this day, they're wrong. They might be right tomorrow, but today they're wrong. And Dataminers are terrible anyway. I really wish they wouldn't do that. The cool thing about the fat lady is she brings cavalry to a faction without it. Very true. Very true. Misha, you can take my kidney as long as you're saving somebody's life with it. And paying me $50,000. Is the Singer's huge crab also ethereal? I really hope not. A ethereal giant crab monster sounds a little over the top. If there are only 8 winds of magic, okay, Andrew Howie. So this is a pretty common question for Warhammer Fantasy. So there are 8 common winds of magic that we refer to as the battle lores. Now the battle lores are not the only winds of magic. The battle lores are the winds of magic separated into their most basic components. So kind of like if you took a cake and you separated the cake out into like flour, water, sugar, icing, eggs. Like if you separated them all out, the 8 battle lores or the 8 winds of magic are the basic components. There are many other winds of magic in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and the way you get them is typically you just smash some of the 8 lores together in different combinations. Talon Silverbane just joined us here on Patreon. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We will be in touch. Yeah, so like the lore of vampires, or the 3 chaos lores, or the lore of dark magic, or the lore of the big Wa and the little Wa, or the lore of gastromancy, which is the ogres, or the lore of the great Maw is its technical name, or like all of those lores, or the lore of Nehekara. Those are all magical lores, just like the 8 lores, but instead of, and high magic, of course. High magic's a little different. But of all those lores, they're literally just different aspects, different numbers of the 8 winds slapped together and sometimes sprinkled with a little extra spice, like religion, to create the lore of Nehekara, for instance. Or prayer is the more technical way to put it. Or like for the lore of the Great Maw, they add a twinge of dark magic to it with a nice spicy helping of prayers to the Great Maw. So, you know, stuff like that. And that's how you get all the different lores. So the lore of the Deeps is a brand new lore in the Warhammer setting. That being said, it's very functional, and it has a very close relative that I'll be going over when I do a video about it. There is a strong, I have a very strong feeling I know what the lore of the Deeps is based off. Bob Ross, I don't think so. As long, I think I actually prefer them getting it out of the way. That way people have time to kind of sit and adjust. And as long as, I mean, we're less than a month away now. And if all they do is like they chuck out, you know, a little bit of lore on a semi-daily basis. I mean, with how packed this DLC DLC seems to be, they could keep this going for a month. Because you have to remember, we still have to go over the free LC too. They still have to tell us a free LC update for the vampire counts. And they still have to tell us who the free LC lord for the Dark Elves is. Is her mount ethereal? We have no idea, Rama. I doubt it, but we have no idea. Do I think Alberic will get access to the lore of the Deep in some form? No. No. Because Alberic can't cast magic, and the damsels do not have a relationship with the ocean. Not like that. Can I focus the camera? I'm a little foggy. What do I think is the best DLC for Warhammer to date? I think the best DLC in the game so far is Tomb Kings. I think it's the best one. It's not my favorite one, but I think it's the best one. I mean, the camera looks fine on my stream. You have a question. Okay. What's my favorite DLC so far? Beastman. Beastman is my favorite DLC so far. Closely followed by King and the Warlord. But man, when that Lizardman Skaven DLC hits, nothing's gonna come even fucking close. Truth Warrior. Oh, that's nice of you to support CA. Are there gonna be golems? Or are there golems in Warhammer? Yeah, there are golems. There are golems. The dwarves a long time ago, long fucking time ago, like before demons came into existence a long time ago, the dwarves forged a series of really powerful runic golems. And they were very, very scary. powerful guardians. But when the demons were unleashed to the world, many of the golems were unleashed to help fight demonkind, and they were very effective at it. However, they obviously couldn't stop the demons from pouring out from the north until the High Elves enacted the Great Vortex. When the Vortex activated, it drained like 90% of the magic out of the world, which made it so that demons could no longer physically manifest. And because of that, there wasn't enough magic left in the world to animate the Dwarven golems. So they basically went from being golems to just being statues. And they went completely inert. And it would take a colossally devastating event with insane amounts of magic to reanimate one of them. During the War of Vengeance between the High Elves and the Dwarves in its closing stages, there was easily the most powerful Rune Lord at the time tried to resurrect the golems as kind of a Hail Mary effort to assist the dwarves against the dark times to come. And he tried to unleash such a vast amount of power that he turned himself to stone because it physically overwhelmed his form. And this was the most powerful, wise dwarf in existence at the time when it came to rune magic. And he wasn't able to handle it. And it's only gotten more difficult since then. Couldn't they make smaller golems and make them work again? No, because the runic knowledge to make golems has been lost. He was the last dwarf that understood how to make the runes work. Aren't runes independent from the winds of magic? No, not yes and no. So the thing about runes and the winds of magic, it's not that. So runes, when forged, can be powered by a set of runes that will wait patiently until activated, and they will hold on to that magic like a bomb and then blow up and unleash all of it in like a big thing. And those are how we get like one use only runes. But the way most runes work is that the runic carving is made into an item, and it's able to directly channel the winds of magic through itself to power it. And the way that runes are very expertly and carefully shaped and bound means that when magic flows through the rune, it has to do exactly what the rune was designed for. Like, you can't miscast by using runes. Unless you're working with an Anvil of Doom, because the Anvils of Doom channel such insane amounts of magic that they can backfire if you're not careful. Do I like the sky-based steampunk Age of Sigmar dwarves? I think they are kind of stupid. Raw Cauliflower, I actually do like the Caradron Overlords quite a bit. They're super fun and interesting. Have any other races attempted to create runes? Yeah, plenty of races have attempted to create runes. None have. The Chaos Dwarves are obviously very successful with it, though their rune magic is quite different. It's very similar in principle, but theirs is a lot more violent and is much more powerful because they don't use caution. Vampire elves, not a thing. Not a thing. What do I think about the reaction of the community right now? Good or bad? I think mostly good, but with some. I think most people are interested or excited, but a lot of people, not a lot, a minority of the audience is very upset that just is not happy, and they're very loud. Don't elves have runes? Elves have runic script, but when most people ask, do a race have runes? Most people, I assume, this could be an incorrect assumption, but I assume they're asking me, can anyone else make runes like the dwarves? And the answer is no. No other race understands how to masterfully create runes like the dwarves. The elves have more like a magical flowing language that's capable of binding and guiding the winds of magic, but it's not like runecraft. Theirs is a lot more wild, so it can have more interesting effects and can be more powerful even, but it's kind of more constantly interacting with the winds of magic. Like elven weapons do not require a dwarf to recharge them. Like if a rune is expended by a dwarf, depending on the type of rune, oftentimes a runesmith will have to revive the rune manually. Elven enchanted weapons, for instance, don't have to do any of that shit. Are elves immune to the blood kiss? We don't know, Dr. Boom. The thing is that elves view vampirism as an immense weakness and a complete waste of effort, and they think it's ridiculous because they're so long-lived. Why would they want to become one? Like, elves are functionally immortal. They can die of old age, but, I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Also, if a vampire drinks an elf's blood, sometimes it will kill them. Like, fairly often it will kill them, because elves have such magically charged blood, it can cause vampires to, like, explode. Yes. Yep, on the forums, I'll even post it in here. Geist has been confirmed that he's in the game somehow. Geist is, we don't know how, but they're in the game. But that's like how dwarves, vampires hate dwarves because vampires are very magically resistant. And their blood tastes foul to vampires. Like, most vampires would rather feed on a corpse or an animal than a dwarf. Like, you would only feed on a dwarf in, like, the absolute worst case scenario. Isn't Malekith, like, 5,000 years old or something like that? Malekith is older than 5,000. He's way older. 5,000 encompasses the events from... okay, maybe... Yeah, okay, he's about the ballpark of 5,000. 5 or 6. I'd have to look at my charts, or timeline charts. But like Morthy's like 7 or 8,000 years old, give or take. And then there's Mazdamundi, and Mazdamundi is old as balls. And then there's Kolek, who's even older. Will Malekith turn good? Not unless we... No, Malekith never turned good. Malekith joined the good guys in Games Workshop's second rendition of the End Times, but he was never good. He just sided against chaos. And in Age of Sigmar, he's definitely not good. Then there's Foul the Ancient. Oh yeah, I don't think he's here, but if you're on our Discord, be sure to wish Foulnix a happy birthday. He's one of our mods and has been around this community since before it existed. Like, he was one of the original people that used to hang out with me when I originally forayed into the Total War Warhammer forums. He's not here, though, so don't say happy birthday in chat. He's not here. You have to go say it in Discord. Be sure to do it a lot, because he hates it, so do it. MILF Morthy versus Thick Direfin. Oh man, battle of the century. Alright guys, if we hit, oh man, we hit 300 likes. Alright, I'm gonna go, because I need to, God, my headphones are falling fucking apart. I need to get new headphones. I need to go get new tags for my car, and I also need to do some other junk. Thank you all for joining me today. I am going to sing. If you want to avoid the cringe, now is a good time to leave. You've been warned. I don't give a fuck, because I was a music education major for 3 years, so I'm very comfortable with my singing and my very comfortable with my singing, and I'm very comfortable with my skills as a musician. That being said, I'm not the best singer in the world. I just get by. Plus, my throat's feeling kind of weird, but fuck it. A promise is a promise. Just remember, when you move on to watch your other favorite YouTubers, whether it be Italian Spartacus, Indie Pride, Heir of Carthage, whoever, ask yourself, would they sing for you? 400 likes and I sing the SpongeBob SquarePants song? I don't think it's going to happen. Oh yeah, be sure to join the... Chloe, are you okay? Hey. Hey, you okay? Is that your stomach? I don't... Did y'all hear that? On stream? Oh man. That was funny. Nah, singing doesn't make me anxious. No, Chloe's over there. And her stomach was gurgling really, really loud, so I guess she wants food in a minute. Even though she's sleeping right now. Well, she keeps looking at me because I keep saying her name. Alright. Let's wrap up then. Quick song and then I gotta go. Fat Lady's new. Fat Lady's new. Not part of the lore. Spread the word to the four corners of the internet, everyone. Go to Reddit. Go to the Total War forums. Go to your favorite YouTubers, live streams, and YouTube videos, and post in chat. She's a brand new original character. Scatter. A lot of you after this. Alright. Here we go. We're going to do Parting Glass. Parting Glass. Because I'm leaving for now. Alright. Of all the money that e'er I've had, I've spent it in good company, and all the harm that I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. For all I've done, for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend, and leisure a time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. See you guys.